One of the cornerstones of the media narrative here came when the New York Times decided to do a story on this. And one of the centerpieces of their story was an alleged confrontation you had with a New York Times reporter who basically made it appear as if you had made some sort of mafia type threat against him and his family. Now, I knew as soon as I saw that, knowing you, that that was ridiculous. Tell me the real story of what actually did happen with this particular reporter.
Well, first of all, I've never been called a bully before, so I guess he felt he was being bullied. I mean, he asked me the same question so many times. I just said that, I had enough. No comment. And I just continued to say no comment until he said, "Why did you let the boys play after all this?" And I said, "I don't know where you got your information, but those boys never played." And he kept asking me questions, and as I'm walking to my car, he kept asking me questions. And I said, what goes around comes around. And the way you're badgering me right now, somebody's going to badger you or somebody you love the same way, because what goes around comes around. And that was it. I got in my car and I took off, and I never gave it another thought until a week later or 2 weeks later. They said that there's an article in the New York Times about you that some girl wrote. I said, I never talked to any girl from the New York Times. I didn't even know he was from the New York Times when I was talking to him. And then if I threatened him so bad, 3 months later he's back, and we're up at the stadium throwing the ball around, and he comes in and he's talking to me, and I'm talking to him thinking, I know this guy from somewhere. Maybe he's from the College of Steubenville or something, and we're smiling at each other and talking. I shook his hand. Hey, how you doing? We were at that time we were getting something to eat, and all of a sudden he said something that I know who you are. You're the guy from the New York Times. I said, now why would you put that in the paper that I threatened you? He went, well. I said, what do you mean? I said, was that a threat? And he's sort of just shrugged his shoulders and went on. So that was another thing that I said, wow. I said, that story went a long way for the exaggeration that he did. I never threatened him.
Was this the kind of guy you would normally even think to threaten?
Oh, come on. My granddaughter could whip him. No, I didn't threaten him. I mean,